In a Violent Nature is a film that has caught my attention simply because the concept is absolute genius, and visually it's unlike any slasher film that I've ever seen before. The reason why I say the concept is absolute genius is the fact that the majority of the film will be observed from the perspective of the killer. Now, I find that very fascinating. Now, for years we've always known the same formula. The focus is always on the main protagonist and a group of characters. The killer largely goes unseen or terrorizes the group from the shadows. Now, the big reveal always happens at the end. You're like, okay, so this guy was the killer. But now we have a scenario where you get to see the killer's movements as he stalks his victims. And I personally think that is just brilliant. And that's why this movie has become a must watch for me, because of that angle that the movie is deciding to take. The film is written and directed by Chris Nash. Now, I'm not familiar with Chris Nash's work, but this movie will definitely put him on the map. It's a bold and risky move, and personally I feel cinema needs more of these types of films. The film has been described as an ambient slasher, which is a clear indication that the movie is going to focus on atmosphere and the surroundings to tell its story. The killer is a mute, so I can imagine the movie won't have a lot of dialogue, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It will allow the tension to build slowly, and I feel like that's gonna be very unsettling and unnerving. The term slow cinema has also been used. Now, slow cinema is a genre of art cinema characterized as having a stripped down and more minimalistic approach to filmmaking. Most of the time, it forces the viewer to navigate and try to piece together the puzzle, as the narrative can be perceived differently by each viewer. There's also an emphasis on long takes where the camera stays in position, stays in one place, and hardly moves. Nash also mentioned Terrence Malick's work as an influence. Now, I find that very interesting. I mean, if you go and you look at The Tree of Life, it's definitely a different type of cinema. And if he's using that same approach, we might have a great film on our hands. The movie will also feature no musical score whatsoever. So sounds of the wilderness will play an integral role in setting up the atmosphere. You know, it will create a dense environment. And it's easy to see that the movie draws inspiration from Friday the 13th. Now, from a visual standpoint, the movie looks absolutely gorgeous. The 4:3 aspect ratio is definitely making a return to modern day cinema in a big way. I mean, we've recently seen Saltburn use the same method and it worked to perfection. Now, in Saltburn, it was used to have a peeping Tom vibe. Now, in this movie, I can almost imagine that it's gonna create a claustrophobic vibe as you follow the killer's movements, and it's gonna all make it a little more compact and dense, and that's just crazy. It looks very grainy and vintage, and I absolutely love the look of this film, guys. I never thought I'd say this, but I am actually excited to watch a slasher flick. This is definitely not Halloween or Scream. It's something uniquely different, and it's unlike anything I've seen before. If the trailer is anything to go by, the movie itself will be something amazing. In a Violent Nature should definitely be on your radar, guys. I don't know if you guys have seen this trailer or you've heard about the movie, but this is something different, and I just have a feeling it's going to be something special when it releases in May. Please let me know what you guys think about this one. How does it look for you? Do you guys love the aesthetic, the look, the idea around the concept of actually following the killer instead of the group of individuals? Fascinating stuff, guys. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, guys. That's it from me, Cesare. I will definitely catch you guys on the next video.